Hello, welcome in. It's Crystal. Um, Sorry that I went on was it a hiatus? Is that what it's called? Anyway, I had to help a lady at work, and it took a lot of my time. Um, I was doing her work and mine. Her mom got sick and ended up on hospice, and then she passed. So I had to fill in for her, and I just literally, y'all, was exhausted every day. Couldn't handle it. Even on the days off, didn't feel like days off because I'm trying to catch up on sleep and just rest. And anyway, enough about all that. She's back, and you know, trying to get back in the groove of things. But I figured that I would do a reading. I did one, I picked this up and it said change. I seen it. So I feel like the group of people that is drawn to this, like you're fixing to go through a change, or you're going through a change now already. We'll see what the cards is going to pull out for us. What spirit, what does the collective need to know right now and hear right now for their higher good? But I do see, change coming in, and for some reason I'm picking up on somebody that's maybe you've been sitting and wondering when change is going to happen. Like maybe you're bored. You've been in solitude, you've been sitting wondering what's next for me. The first card I have is third party. Yuck. So somebody could be interfering, or oh my gosh, this next one, y'all, is toxic relationship. So I feel like this is the past. I feel like you've been in many third party situations. Maybe all of them have been third party situations, and they've been toxic. I feel like I'm talking to somebody that's been sitting, and I'm going to say recovering. Not so much, I mean, it's healing, while you're going through recovery, but also I feel like I'm talking to somebody that had to change stuff about themselves. Like maybe what you're attracted to, maybe what you're allowing in. You're allowing people to treat you a certain way, and you're learning through the hardships that people shouldn't treat you that way. Unfortunately, that's how the universe teaches us, is to hurt us. Damn, that sounds awful, don't it? But really, we learn best that way. Like when you're growing up as a kid, you'll keep touching that stove until it burns you, right? When it burns you, you learn, oh damn, I shouldn't be touching that stove. I'm not going to touch it again. So unfortunately, we'll keep doing this until the lesson is learned, But I feel like with the change coming, where you've learned what to accept and what not to accept, and toxic, you recognize that now. You see it for what it is, like I feel like I'm talking to somebody that can literally spot it a mile away. Ooh, y'all, the next card here is travel. I feel like this is two different things. I feel like you could be traveling. A lot of people are in summertime right now. But even in the wintertime, like I like to travel during the winter or even the fall and the spring. Not so much in the summertime, because I don't like to visit things and feel miserable. Like right now it's 100 degrees here and it's not comfortable to me. I'd rather be inside, where the air conditioner's at. So this could very well find you when you're going to be traveling. You could, or maybe, oh hell, this next card, y'all, is a relationship. You could find somebody while you're traveling. And this is going to be a commitment, somebody that is going to make you laugh. Like, look, she's laughing and they're just having so much fun together. I think this is going to bring back a spark in you that's been gone, you know, like happiness. I feel like y'all are going to be very open about it, you know. I don't think that there's going to be this toxic crap from the past. You've learned from that, you know. And I think that this is just like the beginning of new. You know, maybe this is somebody that you're going to travel with. You know, you're going to find somebody that likes to go to travel and go to different places. Gosh, I know I do. I love going traveling. Ooh, sinks and signs. So I feel like, you know, the universe is going to give you a signal, some type of sign that you're on the right path, you know, when you meet this person. There's going to be something that just sits with you and you're going to be like, yeah, this is my person. This is what she's talking about. This is what Spirit was trying to tell her to tell me, so I know, you know. So you're going to get some type of sign from Spirit that this is your person. And, you know, like the toxic crap is behind us now. All right, so I have the month of the year card. Let's see when this could possibly come in. Of course, I mean, you know, it has on there traveling. She's on the beach and stuff, so it might be summertime for some people, which we are in summer, you know. Oop, yep, y'all look at that. I got June. What's the chances? March. We've already been through March. And I hate predicting stuff that far away. Maybe you met this person in March, though, and this is just confirmation of what you're going through right now. And then we have September. So September is just right around the corner, y'all. Like, that's not that far away. You know, you might be like, oh my God, that's another 3 or 4 months. But trust me, it flies, you know. Especially if you have kids, time flies by. You're just like, what? So let's see, Spirit, do we have anything coming in the next 3 or 4 months to be excited about? Is there anything coming in the next 2 or 3 months that we need to be excited about? Ooh, somebody might be changing a career. You could be advancing in your career. This is also showing me a desk, like an old desk. So I'm getting vibes of maybe somebody's going to get to stay home and work. You know, you're going to have like your own office. Maybe you are going to have your own office at work. You know what I mean? But this is giving me boss vibes, you know, like somebody that is taking control and yeah. Ooh, yeah, success. We have success in career. That's really good. All right, let's see what else we can get from Spirit. Ooh, I got on the bottom air signs. So your new person might be a Gemini, Libra, or an Aquarius. Possibly. Maybe you are. Let's see. Spirit, what do you need us to know about this situation? What do you need us to know about this situation? Ooh, a love spell. Y'all, this person is going to have you so freaking happy. You're going to feel like you're under a spell. And, you know, they might be feeling just the same. Oh, my gosh, that was it. And that old wise tale says that, like, when your nose is itching, somebody's coming to see you. So maybe somebody's coming to see me. Maybe somebody's coming to see you. Ooh, right behind that, y'all, I got intimacy. So there's going to be, like, some sexual chemistry here. It says reminiscing. So maybe, I hate to say that this could be an ex, but I've not picked that up in this reading. I feel like your ex is toxic, you know, and third parties, but maybe you have an ex that wasn't doing all of that coming in. But, you know, that's just for a small portion, y'all. That doesn't have to be for everybody. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, It's just on there. That doesn't mean that it has to be your person. But look, honeymoon. So this is going to feel like a honeymoon phase, you know? Or you might be going traveling, like, because we have the airplane here. Maybe y'all are going to travel to attend somebody's wedding. So that card can represent both. Like, this is a honeymoon phase that you're going to be in, you know, where you're very happy and very light-hearted and airy and, you know what I mean, carefree and just happy. And or it could mean that you could find this person in a wedding too. You could be traveling to a wedding, you know. And it says open up your heart, you know. It will help attract more love. And I kind of, you know, like I said in the beginning of this, I feel like I was talking to somebody that's been not in isolation so much, but I think you just, like, dating was not in the cards right now. Do you know what, or it hasn't been. Like, I think you took a hiatus off of dating and all that BS, you know? I really do. I think you were healing and learning how to change things, you know, and spot things that you normally would just bypass, you know what I mean? Like, so now you've like really learned those things. You've really learned those, and moving forward, you know what to spot and when to run. You know what I mean? Where before, I think you just kind of smoothed them over, hoping that, oh, that's not that big of a deal. But then that's what ended everything, was that thing, the red flag that you ignored, you know? And it's so funny talking about red flags because, like, nobody when I was growing up told me about red flags, green flags, whatever. So, and they weren't even really a thing that you heard about till I was in my 30s. So, I just didn't have anybody that taught me, like, okay, that's a red flag and you need to stay away from that. Like, I've literally had to learn all these things on my own. And sometimes those are just, they're not fun. They hurt. You know what I mean? And when you've been hurt really good, sometimes you just need to take a moment and recoup from that, you know? Like, some people can't just pick up and go on like it didn't happen, you know? And I feel like sometimes if you do act like it didn't happen and try to move on, it's going to catch up with you. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes that wound doesn't heal, and my daughter's in there like talking on the phone, but anyway, you know, I feel like it will catch up to bite you in the butt if you don't heal properly, you know. And they say hurt people hurt people. But anyway, I really think this was a good reading. I like it. I hope that, yeah, I mean, I wish you the best, and I hope that this finds who it's supposed to. And y'all, this is a really good reading. Like, I love the positive outcome out of this because of what you've been through, you know. I feel like you deserve this. It's your time. It's your time to show off your person and them show you off. You know what I mean? So anyway, I hope that this finds you well, and don't forget to like the video. It always helps, and leave me a comment if you'd like to. But until next time, guys, thank you for being here.